All right, this one's a very important update video because we're tightening up our picks. We got to swap a couple out. Coach kind of spoiled it a little bit with the post, but just didn't want you waiting on Coach to make this longer video because there's a bunch of unrelated stuff. You know how it is. Coach just rolls through one after the other. But this one's even like a weirder assortment of stuff than normal. So let's get right into it. Can Mike Tyson in his prime beat a adult Komodo dragon with his bare hands? Originally, it was like, could he beat a grown Gigantopithecus? So they like their fake athletes mixed with their fake animals, blah, blah, blah. Mike couldn't even win with a baseball bat. He'd have his arms pulled off as soon as he engages. Let's see. Sure, Mike Tyson bit an ear, but the wimp didn't eat it. What's this?
Would you happen to know any deep-pocketed individuals who might want to own a mature Komodo dragon? It's from the Mike Tyson collection, so you know it's real Komodo.
Weird, right? Angels Carlos Estevez hopes for chance to write different ending versus Guardians. Very interesting. So, he actually was picked as a fill-in for the All-Star game over Emmanuel Clase. Okay, because the Angels weren't in the playoffs, I guess. And then, let's see, Estevez in 2016, when the Indians just happened to be in the World Series, right? Estevez met Charlie Sheen, who shares his birth name, and the two have kept in correspondence since. So Charlie Sheen and Estevez are good buddies, go figure, right? Let's see. I haven't even looked over these. It's probably just really dumb slides. I'm just going to skip past. So the guy covering him also covers UCLA and the Dodgers, so that's interesting. Garrett Crochet. I don't know what they're saying about him. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so obviously we think the Guardians should sign Estevez. Update the All Champions list. So the Sixers started in 46. Okay, that's interesting to us, right? So Coach was thinking 76 years from then, right? But Coach actually thinks it's 76 years from their first championship. Let's see what else we got. Minneapolis Lakers. So Sixers have 3 championships, 67, the flip of 76, and 83. So if you do 76 from 55, that's 2031. Okay. And let's see. Yep. 64 from 67, that's when they started. And 48 from 83 now. We don't quite get that one other than the 1984 stuff, George Orwell, but so they're moving to 76th place, building a $1.3 billion arena by 2031, so 3.1 flipped around as 31 for the 2031. Yeah, they're for sure winning it in 2031. There's no doubt about it. 2031, 2032, so 2031 season. So we're actually like 7 years away. Yikes. So Embiid is going to be 36, 37. Jokic is going to be like a year or two younger when they match up, finally. Be very long overdue at that point. Oh, yeah, Oshkosh. Okay. So, let's see. They won in 71 and 21, but the Oshkosh All-Stars won it in 42. Okay. So that Bucks code with the 50-year gap looked very similar to me. The old Chiefs had a 50-year gap just 1 year after. Instead of 71-21, it was 70-20. And then what do you know? They won 3 years later. Well, we're 3 years later from 2021 now. So the Bucks could be winning it, and they could be winning back to back. But I think it's the Lakers, Cavs next year. So I'm saying no back to back there. Oh, so I love like Mahomes is all bitching and crying that he has to play on Christmas Day. Otto Graham played 3 games in 7 days. No joke. But Antetokounmpo, Giannis, he's pissed that they're not playing on Christmas Day. So we love that sign. Not only winning games, but doing it with a cushion and having fun. There's your Lakers 1952 championship. Flip for next year. The Clippers, Norman Powell's looking to play like Kobe. We got, of course, the Bucks beating the Clippers because that's Doc Rivers' former team, Glenn Rivers. And then, yeah, we're going to retire the Bruins for now. We're not even trying with them. Let's see. I mean, 64 from 64 would be 28. Maybe they're doing that, but we're not worried about them right now. Let's see. So they're saying basically Phil Jackson's way more impactful than JJ Redick, obviously. So if they're trying to sell you that coaches are important, Phil Jackson popping up and winning one would be a big deal. JJ Redick did something for the first time since Phil Jackson. This is the Oshkosh one, right? Gotta be. Whoa, what? Dude, the most outstanding player was from Stanford. Coach didn't even catch that the first time. Get the fuck out of here. Alrighty. And of course, Robin Lopez and Brooke Lopez. Drew Holiday's now left for the Celtics after starting out as a Sixers, so they get a revenge game against the Celtics in the playoffs. Doc Rivers gets to go against his former team in the Celtics. Also, the Sixers fans will hate seeing Drew Holiday on the Celtics the most. So the Bucks, they got Damian Lillard, Gary Trent Jr., Brooke Lopez, Bobby Portis, Taurean Prince. Let's see, Chris Middleton, Giannis. Not bad at all, right? So I'm thinking they trade Pat Connaughton, Chris Middleton, and picks to get Tyrese Halliburton, Oshkosh All-Star, to take him over the top. He's having a down year. And then, let's see, 84-67, that's 84 and 76 coding. And Lou Alcindor was the number 1 overall pick for UCLA. So yeah, they got Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the same team. They got Don Nelson as the head coach. Won 2 head coach of the year awards. I guess that's been a while since I looked these over. Glenn Robinson, I feel like he just popped back up. But then, yeah, that's Glenn Rivers' connection too. They drafted TJ Ford. Also, Stanford, right? There's the Oshkosh native. And yeah, they faced off in the first round. So Embiid versus Jokic. We want Mikal Bridges coming back to the Sixers to help put them over when it's all said and done in 2031. Let's see. Oh, yes, the movie Major League was filmed in Milwaukee as well. So super interesting there. I like why Milwaukee. Of course, this guy played for the Dodgers too, so you can get a revenge game. Carson Beck undergoes surgery. This terrifies coach because he thinks Carson Beck is an obvious bust like Carson Wentz. Gunnar Duvall Stockton sounds fucking terrifying, dude. He's from Tiger. Shit. This sucks. This one's so tough to call. I'm telling you, I gotta go either Georgia or Ohio State. I think that Ohio State is gonna beat Penn State, but the only other team that can actually win besides Ohio State is Georgia. So those are the two scary teams. 6.8. Bro, he's the best dual threat quarterback his class. Damn. Will Muschamp. That's kind of like that Bo Muschamp. Wasn't that dude's name on the Bucks? I'm gonna have to come back to that. Bochamp. This one's really weird because it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just without the 4. Martin. Steph Curry is going to be a free agent next year. So LeBron's going to be able to get him. Here's some bets coach likes. He went crazy. He made one big bet. Not telling you to do it. He would recommend you probably scale it down 10%. So $6.40 on this to win 160K is a pretty solid bet. So, yeah, if you even just the Bucks, the Commanders, and the Guardians win it, $6 gets you 6 figures. So I would say put that one. You're gonna want to bet smaller here because you got to remember, like a coach thinks that we're in the biggest like basically the hottest streak we're ever gonna have of like the most important picks right in a row. We got so many picks out, but it's hard to say we're gonna have college, pro, college, like you know what I mean, like just crazy run. We got 5 championships live right now, assuming we're not taking the Blue Jackets, right? So that would be Stanford basketball, Ohio State football, Commanders football, Bucks basketball, and Guardians baseball, right? That's 5 right there, not even needing the Blue Jackets. So we don't need to get millions and millions off these first 5, but we want to get something big, right? Because we're like damn positive they're running Guardians over Lions, or Guardians and Lions over Browns, right? So we want to get paid at least real good by the Bucks and stuff. So we want to be able to put a lot of that back in on then the next cycle, which is going to be Guardians, Lions, etc. In fact, if our first 3 hit Ohio State, Stanford, and Commanders, we can immediately go back to the well, and we can even get Bucks and Guardians and Lions on the same ticket, right? And maybe even some Hoosiers on there too if we're feeling crazy. But yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, keep the bets smaller. Most of mine were small. That was the only real big one because those are the 3 teams I trust the most. Okay, so that should tell you how confident I am in the Bucks. And then, like I said, Ohio State was on there, so I put less, $10 to win it. And like I said, then we went back to the 50-cent format. All right, I settled a bunch of picks, so I had a little bit extra to throw around. That's why I went a little crazier. This Craig Krenzel. Oh yeah, so we just need Will Howard to be the next Craig Krenzel, who nobody's ever heard of. He went to Henry Ford High School, from Michigan. Right. Yeah, he won a national championship for him. George Blanda, oldest NFL player of all time. Tom Brady, as I mentioned, will be a few days older. Coach decided to make a list of his top 20 running backs. He made this with his dad. So we got Jim Brown. This isn't in any order. Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, O.J. Simpson, Bo Jackson, Steve Van Buren, Jim Thorpe, Earl Campbell, Gale Sayers, Tony Dorsett, Jim Allen, Marcus Allen, Terrell Davis, Eric Dickerson, Emmett Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Falk, Roger Craig, Lenny Moore, and Ollie Motson. So coach thinks those are the 20 best running backs of all time. And then, so yeah, just a lot of bet stuff. 79 cents to win 1.5, $1.08 to win it. If you do exact, that's a really solid one. Make sure when you pick Stanford, you don't actually accidentally do ACC. You do national championship. Let's see. So, yep, that's the picks right there. What we're looking at here. Yeah, this must be me trying to figure out the Bruins or something. Is that 187? Oh, okay, sorry. So yeah, Notre Dame and the Hoosiers, they book a home and home series for 2030 and 2031. We got the Hoosiers finally winning it. They haven't won a Notre Dame in over 100 years, so that'd be perfect. Hoosiers favorite, number 44. Oh, yes, that was Hoosiers stuff. Okay, so I'm like 2031, 44-year gap, 50-year gap, 55, 91, 78. And I'm like, well, they did win in 87, didn't they? Right, so I'm like, this is good. It's a little weird, but I think it's good. And then, let's see, so of course, he did the home and home. So this guy, Alan Henderson, what do you know, right? Basically, best player they ever had, 1979. That's 76 coding both ways for a team that had a perfect season in 76. 94, 64 coding. Yeah, I thought you'd like that. He's got the palindrome. Quick game started 1-1-1. 1-2-4. That's just doubling the number each way as you go. Yeah, he still goes with the 44. 1-9. Oh, no. There he is. So Red Auerbach. He died at age 89. He got the 86. Kobe Bryant. Yeah, and joining the NFL or whatever. That's weird. Bucks, Doc Rivers, Damian Lillard, and Giannis praise guard for limiting Tyrese Halliburton. So obviously they respect Tyrese Halliburton if they think it's a big deal. Their guy can limit him. So he's had some issues with fans. Bizarre trade deadline deal with Waj. Oh yeah, so here's the uncomfortable conversation they need to have. He sucks now. He's having a terrible year. Which is good for us. So Robin Byron Lopez. This is Brooke Lopez's twin brother, also Brooke Lopez, Brooke Park. Right, so we've had Brooke flagged. This is just an old program of the Dons versus the Cardinals at Kezar Stadium where the Niners used to play. I thought that was interesting. There's another one. Here's another one. Babe Ruth made his last appearance for the Boston Braves. How interesting is that? Let's see. It's just very nice. Merry Christmas from Daniel. Thank you so much, Daniel. Coach appreciates you a ton. Hope you saw his message. Here's my puppies being cute. The girlfriend likes to dress them up. Here's a wrestling place that I put together for a 6-year-old. So we've got him getting his head into the ladder, getting slammed through an ambulance. This dude chilling up there. This dude putting a chair over his head. He's going to knock him into the stretcher, and then the stretcher rolls off, knocks over a ladder. as you can see there. Now we got, let's see, I'm trying to get some other good angles. We got one more that's real crazy. It's got to be coming up. Oh yeah, that's right. I changed that one back there. So here's just yesterday's results. Ravens beating the Texans, absolutely stomped them. And then Chiefs beat the Steelers. We're happy about both of those. Except we definitely don't want somehow for it to be Lions, Ravens. All right, so Madman's Library, Strangest Books of Manuscripts and Other Literary Curiosities from Mysteries. This is just a book Coach had for a while that he forgot that he had. Same with Signs and Symbols and Christian Art. Coach also read like a Norse mythology book, but he thinks that stuff's boring, so he got rid of it. Check out this one. Dude, jump down off the top, stomps dude's head into a chair going into dude's head below that's strapped to the stretcher. I mean, it's just the most devastating maneuver you've ever seen. This dude's strapped to a stretcher, but he's still fighting to spoil this guy's run. This is with the crazy lights on. All right, so we're moving on. Brooke Lopez from LA. We like that. This is more big stuff. Dude, Stanford's in the fucking ACC now. How the hell are they an Atlantic Coast team? Same with Cal. So we love that. You're telling me they're getting all this TV publicity now? I would have never, like, I was thinking Stanford, I'm like, I gotta root for some Pac-12 bullshit team. I had no idea they're in the ACC, bro. That's monstrous. I feel incredibly confident knowing that. ACC schools, very good chance to win it. They're basically in our UVA camp. Like, yeah, it'd be unbelievable, but they're in the right place. So, we'll see. Maryland did me a good one from the ACC, too. Same with Duke. And there's been a billion other schools I could have got from the ACC. I forgot. So he doesn't have the thing pressed in, so why it's not flipping good. I had to fix it. I didn't realize he didn't have it right. But this thing launches, it goes way up over the top. Like, he just didn't pull out the springy thing. See, so that little belt's supposed to be pulled out so you can slam it right. He still doesn't have it on. There you go. I mean, these things were going like 8 feet in the air. You can see the damage, right? So that was a natural landing from one of his launches. Dude actually landed like that. Okay. Oh, Merry fucking Christmas to Coach. Doubt shadows Bill Belichick's UNC future as troubling details surface amid $10 million woes. So basically, they're saying any NFL team can buy out Bill Belichick for $1 million. It's not even the $10 million price tag, it's actually $1 million. And then Bill Belichick going out of his way to select his favorite Tom Brady play. Let's see. And it's look, UNC success stems from the hardwood, not the gridiron. They fucking blow. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. It's naturally perceived as a downward step. A lot of people are appalled, like, hey, I ain't staying at UNC. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. $1 million. Yep, that's what it would take to buy him out. $1 million on June 1st. Plenty of time for the NFL season. You're telling me the Browns can't get him on June 1st and figure out a way to get Tom Brady to the Super Bowl? Proverbial goat, of course. So I thought it was interesting, the Henry Ford story written by Stephen StanFORD. Okay, so they had a losing record last year. They haven't made the tournament in 11 years. This is a big ask, y'all. Coach ain't delusional. Okay, this is a big ask. But they're in the ACC. I'll bet that helped recruiting. Also, they let 68 teams into this tournament. There's a lot of other guys that can knock off the really tough ones, and then we just got to beat them. First non-conference meeting with Oregon since 67. We like that. They have a 7'1" player that's getting like double numbers. He shoots 36% from three. Yeah, he's a boss. So Okay, Tiger Woods went to Stanford, yo. First of all, Tiger, right? In Stanford. He makes record 24th straight cut at the Masters. We like that. Okay. Let's see. He's reunited with his ex nearly 15 years after they split up. Okay. Some sort of glimmer of hope. Yeah, his son hit a hole in one when they're playing doubles, and they ended up finishing second. Oh, man. 106-yard par 3. Sorry, I gotta let my dog in. But what's better evidence that your offspring is ready to take golf by storm than playing a faultless hole in one? Come on. Perfect 7-iron. Oh yeah, put them back in the lead, so it was a really important hole in one. So yeah, he still has never beaten Tiger over an 18-hole round. The kid's 15. He's also got his daughter as his caddy. And then, like, look, he's still a major rating straw, right? What's going on here? So the women's team is struggling. Okay, that's right. They wouldn't let me read this, so I had to, like, screenshot it all crazy. Oh, Stanford Steve on ESPN was a quarterback at Stanford. He's on, like, one of their big shows with Scott Van Pelt. Okay. Happened to play for the Lions. Nothing that, like, super jumps out as far as the numbers. There was something earlier. But yeah, look how many records he has, though. Right? So he's a big deal. Yo, how crazy is this? So the one thing I didn't mention, so the that article with the new Stanford coach, she has a player right now named Brooke. Okay? And then what do you know? Steve's daughter, Brooke, also swam for Stanford from 2016 to 2020. And he has another daughter that currently swims for UCLA. Crazy, right? Let's see. Okay, so the Stanford University was the first institution in the U.S. that changed the demeaning Indian symbol to a positive one, right? So they were the first one that went woke and went broke, right? Let's see. This dude's saying he ended in 1968. Blah blah blah. Well, I thought this was interesting. So they're saying, like, there's hundreds of racist Indian names, right? And they're saying, here's some of the ones that still exist: Chiefs, Indians, Redmen, Aztecs, Seminoles, Red Raiders, Braves, Warriors, Fighting Sioux, and Braves. How interesting is that? So the Chiefs are on the list. The Red Raiders are on the list. That's the Bob Knight connection with Texas Tech. The Warriors are on the list. That's Golden State. Why are Braves mentioned twice? Is that just a typo, or they really want the Braves in your brain? Right after telling you that the Redskins are the worst name of all time. Like one of the worst is the Redskins, but that's just about as bad as the Braves and the Braves. Right? So just saying, it was a little bit weird the way they did that one. You get a fact checker, an editor or something, maybe. Or maybe that was intentional. And then 61 teams in the country named Redskins. If Braves is offensive too, just take it back to Redskins. Who cares? Curse the Stanford goat. That was bullshit. That wasn't real. Let's see. Oh yeah, so they've won a national championship like every single year, dating back to '76. Okay, so we just hope basketball's in the mix for them this year. Let's see. Sixers beat Celtics on Christmas. Um, Curry and Braun giving Lakers the classic matchup they want. Let's see. There's a little tiny bit of LeBron. So AD phantom injury here. Absolutely nothing happens. Everybody's like, "Am I tripping or did nobody touch him? Why does it look like nobody stepped on him?" Because it's fake. So here's Curry drilling a three in LeBron's face. So they get to cry, you know, be all buddy buddy. Like, I love you, bro. You played so amazing. I respect you so much. So they get to be on each other's team next year. I know Coach forgot a ton of heaters in this one, but hopefully I did good enough to at least lay it out for why I think these are the teams that are making it.